and welcome to the Luv MEESH Podcast. I am your host, Meesh, and it's 8 billion people in the world. It's just as many, if not more, podcasts to listen to. Yet, universe guided you right here to this one. Yes, you met me, and that is not by happy chance. This is a divine meeting. May we lovingly lead each other well. On this podcast, you'll hear topics about both spiritual and earthly. My goal is just to keep learning, evolving, and spreading love. Hey, loves, and welcome to another episode of the Luv MEESH Podcast. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've talked to you guys. I think we last aired in December. So, sometimes life is like that. You go through seasons, just like Mother Nature. Spring, summer, winter, fall, right? So I have been focusing on my real estate career, which is going amazing. I'm so very thankful. And I am in school pursuing my doctorate degree. And this last semester kicked my ass, okay? So I'm usually turning in my work late. Because as an entrepreneur, you're doing more than an employee. You don't just clock in for 8 hours and go home. Like, you're the accountant. Where's my commission? I'm tracking people down, like, send me my check. You're doing social media on your own. You're meeting clients. You're doing emails. You're learning. Like, I'm a newbie in this industry, so it's so much to learn. And then it's like your professor's like, yeah, read 7 journals, 90 pages each, and give me a thread. Now, the threads aren't bad, like 2,000 pages about what you learned. The 2,000 isn't bad. I got to get through the 7 journals of 90 pages just to give you the 2,000 words that you want. That's what be kicking my ass. But I'm learning so much. I'm so excited. I love everything about my major, leadership. It's so... People have learned how to make money in this world, but they're corrupt. They're losing their morals and their boundaries. And leadership is like sending little angels out into the world and saying, hey, even though this is a Christian school, whatever faith you are in usually has some good morals and principles. So just dig deep into your morals and principles and shine a light in the area that you're in. So, of course, with it being a doctor's degree, you have to incorporate your career, which is real estate. So a lot of my papers are about the real estate industry, me being a leader, and my aspect of leadership is just shining a light on diversity. Because we've come a long way, we still have a lot way to go. So, as you can imagine, I'm so passionate about my papers. I'll probably read another one. And I gotta up my doctorate's Instagram page and my doctorate's YouTube. Because I'm learning so much, and I want to share. Like, I'll get the degree in the student loans, but we can learn together, right? But I wanted to come back because today's Mother's Day. I have some topics that I want to talk about. Not the internet. AI is growing, y'all. AI was a baby with the internet. It was a toddler with AOL and MySpace. It became a teenager with Facebook. It was a young adult with YouTube. Now it's adulting with ChatGPT and everything else. Like, it's literally finna be grown as soon. Like, once Tesla released them Tesla bots, they're gonna be in the world. Like, my mom looked at a TV show called The Circle, and AI was playing its own character in the TV show The Circle. Like, to me, that was a test. Like, it's ready to go. It's ready to get a body and go in the world. And y'all, as much as I love technology, it's coming for all the jobs. Like, every job you could think of. Like, me, for example, I love AI. A lot of people think AI is just the internet, but before the internet, there was the calculator. That is a form of AI. So we love the calculator. Nobody lost their job because of the calculator, right? It just enhanced their job. So maybe not as many people was needed. Now you just need to teach the people how to use the calculator, and they can do the jobs, versus finding the people with the high IQ that will calculate the things for you. You see how it just changes the job to incorporate the usage of the technology of the AI? That's what's going to happen in all sectors. So it started with the cash registers. It didn't start with the cash registers, right? It's been happening, but we can see it more live with the cash registers. Walmart used to have how many rows of cashiers, and now they have self-checkout. You still need humans, but it's damn sure a lot less, right? And that's going to happen in every single sector. So one of the papers that I turned in was stating that when you think about leadership, this is why I love my major. When you think about leadership, you're supposed to be thinking about the people. You're supposed to be thinking about the heart. You bring the morals, the principles, the good into the industry. Because you got some people that are, I don't want to call them leaders. They are in management positions. They're CEOs, whatever that title is, at the very, very top. And they're ruthless. It's like dollars. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Like, if we got to bomb that factory, let's bomb it. Like, no. No, whoa, wait. Then you have leaders that have like a heart, that have their morals, their principles. Like, there's another way. Let's think about this. There's another way to do it, you know. So when I think about leadership and I think about AI, it's like AI isn't the enemy, but how can we incorporate AI so that it's not going to eliminate jobs? Because in my industry, it's already hard for people to find rentals. They're asking these people to come up with 3 times the income, which minimum wage is not 3 times. So Lord help single people, because I know 2 people can barely get by, but 1 person, oh my God. And you take away their ability to make a decent living wage. You take away their ability to get shelter and food for their families. It's going to be Gotham City. It's going to be Skid Row in every city. Everywhere is going to be a Skid Row. Crime is going to go up because what they finna do, they're going to go to the Nakatees. They're going to go to the E-Towns. They're going to go to the well-to-do areas and steal your food, steal your resources because you ain't hurting. So when I think about the movie that Obama made when they went underground in that shelter, that's what's going to need to happen, because keep cutting these jobs, keep cutting people's ability to have shelter, to have food, you know what I mean, to have a decent living. They're going to turn, like, I feel like humans, to me, if an angel and a demon had a child, I feel like that's who we are. Somewhere along the line, I feel like a child of God and a child of the devil fell in love. And I honestly feel like that's humans. Like, when you look at all TV shows and all everything, you have good and bad, and that's it. Just good and bad, right? Left and right, red and blue, however you want to, yin and yang, however you want to categorize it. But when it comes to humans, we do both. You have some good Samaritan humans. Like, one guy, I love his social media. He just walk around asking people little questions like, hey, can I have this? Can I have that? Can you spare a piece of bread? And when they do it, he just busts out with wads of cash, and he ends up blessing them, or he'll start a GoFundMe and give them lots of money. I love pages like that. It's a lot of human beings out there. A lot of celebrities, they donate quietly. Like, they don't want, the world to know, but they still do their part. Like Nelly, I think he sent someone to college for free, and he just does that, and we know it, but he's not really braggadocious about it. And I know a lot of celebrities are like that. Now, in the business world, those are write-offs, so I don't want to give them too many kudos because they make so much. They need a lot of write-offs to not pay taxes. That's what I learned working at the IRS for 6 years. But some just have a genuine heart to do that. I feel like that's what Jesus was doing when he was here, just walking around helping people, healing people, all the good stuff. But anyways, where was I going with that? Oh, and then you have some of us, what we see on the news every damn day, shootings, killings, rapes, whatever. We still haven't tackled the Epstein Island. My God, this went on. Are we going on a year now, y'all? Are we going on a year or 2 years with this Epstein Island thing? Next thing you know, this man was unalive, and we ain't heard shit else. All these celebrities with ankle bracelets on. Jay, stop. Don't bite my mat. All these celebrities with these ankle bracelets on, and ain't nobody in jail. So when you got money like that, you just get house arrest, I guess. You don't have to worry about going to jail. It's move. Jay, move. He trying to play with that wet stick. So I just find it interesting that humans can embody both. We can do good things, we can do bad things, we can try to stay in the middle, that's, to me, when you look at the TV shows and the superheroes, it's always a good and a bad, but you never see like a middle. You never see like a middle superhero that's mischief and good. It's either one or the other. But I think humans, we have that middle ground. Like, what am I going to do today? Am I going to be good or evil? And I thought that was just, an interesting insight. But getting back to Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all my mothers out there. Oh, my God. Happy Mother's Day. after all the careers I've had, after all the education I've done, it's boiled down to the greatest job, the greatest calling in the entire world, universe. That's why I thank God as a woman, is being a mom, being a mother, creating a life and teaching good morals and principles and things like that. Like, there's no greater calling than being a mom. So I just that's just been such an epiphany to me. Like, mothers teach their children their etiquettes, their morals, their mannerisms, whether it's a girl or a boy. And then they go out in the world, and that's what you see. You see well, I guess I can't really say that. Sometimes moms do a good job and try to get out there and do what the hell they want to do. But for the most part, depending on how your mom raised you, that's what you end up seeing in the world. So being a mom is the most important career ever. And as I was stating, that's why I feel like God is a woman, because God made all of these creations and through love, and one connects with another. And I just don't see a man doing that. I honestly don't. Like, men are like problem solvers. Like, what's the problem? What I need to do? Okay, 1 + 1 = 2, or, A, B, C. They're just like, But women are, that's why I can't wait to see a woman president. Like, okay, so since we're talking about mothers, I just did my last discussion thread on, they always want to talk about leadership and stuff that we learned in our book. No, let's talk about leadership and the stuff that's going on right now. So there is a war going on right now, and America is sending billions. Every time I turn around, they're sending billions and billions to aid this war. And they want to act like they don't have their hand in the pot, or they're not in the war. But yes, giving money means you're a part of the war. Because without the money, that person wouldn't be able to buy, soldiers or ammunition or whatever the hell, pay the troops and all. Like, that's like giving. If somebody give a minor money and they go buy a gun, I'm pretty sure that adult will get in trouble, because it was your money that helped that child buy a gun that committed this crime. You know what I'm saying? It's like America likes to throw rocks and then hide their hand. No, my nigga, you're spending trillions and trillions of dollars to fund this war, and you want to not choose sides. So what I did my discussion thread on was that the college, I feel like it's always the kids. It's always the kids that, stand up to the adults and the world leaders and governors and politicians, and are like, you guys are full of shit. Like, stop this. I am of African American and Native American descent, so my heart is always going to go there. Because of them, I am. So it was the children of all colors. So when you have a good heart, you just have a good heart no matter what race you are. It is what it is. I'm not Palestinian or whatever those races are, and it's wrong to be sending bombs over there. It's wrong to be bombing up those buildings. Women and children are dying. That's wrong. If our good Bible that we want to say this country was built off of says thou shalt not kill, then why are you freaking running around killing? And that's another podcast that I want to do. How can you say that you're a Christian? Number one, I don't think a lot of Christians have read the Bible. So when you get a chance, please do that. I've read it 5 times. I am going to get me and my best friend some pink Bibles, and we're going to start reading it again with our metaphysical minds, because we believe in crystals and spells and spirits and all that stuff. So there's different levels that you can read the Bible on, and I want to go through that with her. But getting back to Christianity, if it says thou shalt not kill, how can you get in an army and swear and kill? And I think that's the whole point of them making you swear, is because your first swear was to God, when God said, your first oath, if you're a Christian, when you get baptized, you're supposed to be following the Bible, right? And it say thou shalt not kill. So I think they make you swear in, because now you're baptizing yourself, so to speak, under that flag, under that president, to do what he say. So you're putting man over God, and that is a no-no. Like, I really think when people die and they meet God, they're going to learn, like, a lot of this stuff was wrong. Like, they quick to say, oh, Lord, forgive me. It's not that easy. Universal laws are not like that. God himself is not like that. He told Adam and Eve, eat this fruit thereof, and you will surely die and get kicked out of this darn garden. And what happened? And what happened, people, good people? To this day, we having labor pains giving birth. We out of the garden, and we are definitely dying much sooner than we should, thanks to the freaking Nazi scientists that are still roaming around. But again, that's another podcast. But in the Bible, they were living up to 500, 600, 700 years, which is nowhere near eternity, but damn sure longer than what we're getting today. So I did my last discussion thread on that to say that the college kids are like protesting. I'm talking about Harvard, Yale, Princeton, UNF, UCF, like, stop this. And when I first peeped that, there was the first African-American dean. No, not dean, president. And she said something that some parties didn't like about this protest. And I agree with her. She was like, on both sides, we have the freedom of speech here. So whether it's, pro the war or not against the war, they both should have their right to speech. Now, we ain't saying burn books. We ain't saying mess up the campus. If you gonna protest, take it from Martin Luther King and do it peacefully, right? Well, a lot of people donate to these schools, and, the higher up you are, baby, you can literally run a school, the world, the nation, because money really talks. So she ruffled the feathers of one of the big contributors, I guess, investors, whatever you want to call it, when you give money to the schools. And they voted that lady out. They had to find something to kick her out, because you can't just say, because of my viewpoint, I'm the motherfucking president. You can't just say I'm not going to be the president anymore because my views don't coincide with yours. Like, you should, in life, you have to understand that people aren't going to always agree with you. That is perfectly fine. I've never had an argument with that. My argument has always been, I understand your point of view. I'm a Libra. I'm always going to understand where you're coming from, because I can put myself in all shoes. But my question always is, do you understand where I'm coming from now? I understand where you're coming from. I need you to understand where I'm coming from. Then I know we on the same page. We good. But when people can't come to my side, it bothers me, because I very well get your side. But do you get my side? So that always ruffles my feathers. Anyways, and this lady lost her title. I think she was only the president for a couple of months. And I knew something was going on. Number one, she was African-American, trying to go to Harvard, so they already was like, Number two, she had a really good, as a leader, that was a great answer. This is America. We have freedom of speech, no matter what side you're on the war. That is your right. Now, as long as you're not defacing the school and committing crimes, go about your business. Like, I don't understand what was wrong with that. They gonna say this lady was plagiarizing. They don't say this lady was plagiarizing and she didn't cite all her sources correctly. If you don't get the fuck. People running around here murdering people, participating in Epstein Island. They still got their celebrity status. They still got their ankle bracelets on and living their best life. But because of her point of view, do you know what I'm saying? Like, miss me with a lot of legal stuff, a lot of politics, like, it's almost like man's way and God's way. And I'm always looking at God's way, and it just don't line up. So don't even ask me those questions. Don't even put me in that point of view, because it's a no. Like, man's heart isn't even pure. Man going to do what man want to do at the end of the day, up to killing Cain and Abel. He killed his damn brother. Like, man is wicked. Man is really, really good. And man has been really, really good. And while I'm on that, let me just say, there's been a lot of men on social media. They'll get on live, go kill the girlfriend, kill the pregnant baby, girlfriend and the baby. Something is going on with humanity. Like, if this lady want to leave, let her leave. You got to kill her? So if you can't have her, no one can? That is crazy. I have a different type of love. I love you so much, I have to let you go. Because what you're not finna do, you're not finna kill me. And I'm not finna do something to end up killing myself, trying to handle you and all the stress that you put. Because stress is the number one killer. They want to be honest. If that job ain't good, leave. If that man ain't good, leave. If that woman ain't good, leave. Whatever it is, leave. Think about it. Make a plan and leave. Another podcast I'm going to do is... this pastor's wife died, and my body is screaming bullshit. I'm going to do a whole podcast about it, y'all. I done found the Reddit, and they got all the evidence and all the tea on there. So I'm going to do a podcast about that. I honestly feel like he set that lady up. And I just feel like with all this technology, with all this AI, you mean tell me you found Osama bin Laden underground in a cave, and y'all can't find these missing kids, and nobody could see this lady in the forest, in the jungle? It's just like, I don't know. She had her phone on her. These phones are recording at all times. It's watching at all times. If you have an iPhone, it's flickering every second. And so I know the shows that we look at are very old and outdated. I know they know what happened, and I can't wait for the story, the movie, the book. Tubi, come on, Tubi, TV. I'm going to need all of that, because that man was something else. They say him and his girlfriend ended up killing her husband. He was in a wheelchair. He drowned. That don't even make sense. I'm going to just pause for a moment. He should be nowhere near no pool. Talk about an accident. And they do have some of those disabled pools, but with people's hearts and how vicious they are, like you can smell it set up a mile away. Maybe that's just me and my spiritual gift, but I just be like, I'll let you keep talking till you blue in the face, but I already know, yes, no, indifferent, because I want to live to see another day. But the kids have been protesting, telling the adults and leaders, officials, etc., that you guys are wrong. Like, there's women and men and children dying over there. You guys are steadily giving the money, and they just simply want the colleges to stop funding it. They want these people to stop funding. And the heck of this scientist in Florida talking about we don't do that here. You don't speak for everybody. We do this wherever we want. Wrong is wrong. So when people tell me whatever their faith is, I side-eye them hard, because God's word is forever over yours. Like, almost being of faith, it's literally like being a slave, because you lay down your you lay down your thoughts and your stuff, because you're what? Abiding to higher thoughts, principles, etc. Like, you may very well want to go around killing, but if you're a Christian and it says thou shalt not kill, you're under that oath to not kill. So you're dying to yourself and your fleshly desires to live faith and faith desires and God's will. So to me, when it comes to leadership and you're in those roles, I don't think you can really lead well without some type of faith, principles, or morals. And that's really what is getting to. The world is literally Sodom and Gomorrah. It's Gotham. People are doing what they want to do, their heart's desires, and God is not in it. God is not in it at all. So you mean tell me you're sleeping peacefully at night, and you're steadily sending money to countries that are bombing. And that's why they want to ban TikTok, because we can see it. Those people are live streaming everything on TikTok. You don't see it on Twitter. You don't see it on Facebook. You don't see it on YouTube. You don't see it on Instagram. It's on anything you want to know. It's on Twitter. Twitter is unregulated. And if they take Twitter, that's okay. When all this COVID stuff was going on, I was on Telegram heavy. Telegram is unregulated. All the COVID detox and everything is on there. So go download Telegram. Like, to me, Telegram was more spiritual. Well, my pages were more spiritual and against COVID and stuff. And TikTok was more of everything. So I don't really care if they take TikTok. I'll go back to Telegram. It's just so much stuff on there. It took up a lot of storage on my phone. But I learned so much stuff spiritually. I learned about health. I learned about the COVID vaccine. And it just proved to me more and more why I shouldn't take it. And I'm so glad I am. And I want to do another podcast episode on that. Like, I just feel so bad. Like, man is so evil. And that's everybody. The Bible says the man's heart, he doesn't even know his own heart. And sometimes you don't even know what you would do. When them people snap, they probably never thought that they would do the stuff that they do in a million years. But different things that happen to them, your emotion, your energy, spirits. I think we be getting possessed too, y'all. That's another podcast. And yeah, they do snap the fuck off. Like, you probably never thought you would murder somebody, but you walk in on them raping your son or your daughter. And there go, you probably never would have done that had that not happened. So some situations I understand. Some I think people just have a sickness, disease, or a pleasure, or maybe a demon. Like, we really need to talk about that a lot more. Like, people really be getting not no exorcism, but like real life demons are getting in people's body and doing as they please. And people need to be prayed up, put that oil on their head, put down oil on your door, learn how to wash your floors with Florida water and different stuff like that, and just protect yourself. Like, these spirits, the human experience must be so amazing that they trying to get in bodies to like live it. And a lot of movies, because I love sci-fi, they do say like, oh my goodness, the human experience. Like, I just finished watching Airbender Avatar. And one thing that stuck with me is the lady at the end, she gave her life to the fish. It was a yin and yang fish. And she said, I almost died when I was a little girl, and the spirit saved my life and put some of its life in me so that I could live. So she basically gave her life back to it so that it could live. And she was like, being a human or having a human experience is so enjoyable that people want to do it even if it's only for one night. So I know spirits are probably in line trying to get into different bodies, because when I think of spirits and energy, it's probably just like air. Like, just, I don't know, like nothing, like energy, like, I don't know. But being inside of a body, being a human, I don't know. It's something more to that. I'm going to do another podcast on that, because people show is freezing their bodies. And I think they have already mastered Cairo and, putting spirits into things. Because if that's the case, how do we get Chucky? These movies don't just come about. People are not that fucking creative. These be people real life stories that they be writing, that they be sharing in the campfire, that people or the government's real good with this stuff. It is classified documents, and they'll get the rights to this shit and they'll turn it into a fiction movie. Like, I ain't even halfway done, but I have been watching X-Files, and I swear everything I see in this old-ass TV show is what is going on today. It's just so amazing. Like, all that Goosebumps. What's another show? Fact or Fiction. Man, this stuff has been real. They just want to feed it to us so that when we hear it, it's not the first time that we hear it, and we want to relay it to what a fake TV show when it's really reality. But I'm too spiritual to not believe stuff. I mean, if you're from a Christian background, you believe Jesus was walking on water, it's nothing that you shouldn't believe. So sometimes when Christians don't believe stuff, I just give a blank stare. Like, so you don't think crystals have energy, but Jesus walked on water? Okay. I mean, once you believe, you just open the door to belief. Like, anything is fucking possible. But I commend the college kids. A lot of them went to jail. That's what my thread was on, how these students were going to jail over what they believe is right, which to me is true leadership. Doing the right thing, even sometimes going to jail. Like, I'm so against eating meat because of how we treat the animals. Now, let's say we were back in the day, or if we were in the field and I'm hunting and, I got to feed my family or my village, and I end up shooting an animal. I would walk up to it. I would say, thank you for, laying down your life to feed me and my family. Forgive me. I love you. Thank you, universe. Whatever. I'm going to look at some show where they in Alaska. And it's like the last native civilization. They always say a prayer before they kill, when they kill their food. And I have to ask her what it is, but I thought it was so sweet. If we ate meat like that, I would be okay with it. But we breed them. They don't even know what sex is, y'all. For example, the cows, they stick their hand into the damn female cow and she gets pregnant. That's rape, y'all. Humans are so disgusting to me. That is literally rape. She can't enjoy herself. I don't know. Just the way that we dehumanize things. I feel like animals and plants pray too. And I just say a lot of people that think they are going to heaven are not. Remember I said I felt God was a woman. She made all of this. You don't think all of this is not praying out to her? The grass, they're putting chemicals on me. The trees, they're cutting me down. The air, they're polluting me and putting chemtrails. The water, they're putting fluoride in me. They're killing me. The humans, they got all this shit in the food, and I'm getting all these diseases that I'm not supposed to have. Like, people is going to hell, baby. I'm not going to hell. A lot of people going to hell because they psych themselves up to feel like what they're doing is right, and it's fucking wrong. I'm glad when I had got into the Air Force, I passed the test, y'all. I just didn't pass medical. And so I'm glad I didn't go in. Number one, it was going to make me get those shots and all that stuff. Number two, if they gave me orders to kill, man, woman, whoever, I wasn't going to do it. So that means I was going to come back in with a flag, in a box. But there's no way you can tell me that somebody sitting in the office gave me orders to go shoot this person. No. What if somebody got orders to shoot your ass? You got guards outside. So obviously it's not no, because you get a command, do it. No. And when I read the Bible, God was commanding them to burn down villages and stuff like that. But I have to read that with a grain of salt, because man could have went back and rewrote all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, if God said thou shalt not kill, then how are you telling these people to go burn down villages and stuff? It just, 1 + 1 is not equaling 2. But anyway, so happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers out there. I feel like being a mom is one of the greatest callings in life. You are essentially raising the human beings that will raise the next generation, take care of the planet, the earth, etc. So if there is any important job in the world, it has got to be that. So let me just go over some things. Happy Mother's Day to all the women that are yearning to be moms, who are new moms, who have never had a mom, who have lost their children, who are fur moms, who are bonus moms, who are moms, who have lost their moms, who are mother figures. And another one says, sending love to all the mothers who have lost a child, those that are away from their children, those that are a single parent, those trying hard to become mothers, those who have lost their mother, those who are a step parent, those who are adopted or foster children, those who are away from their mothers, those who can't be mothers, those who don't know their mother, those who are suffering from illness, those who do it for their children. Love you, Mom. I thought that was really sweet. So it also says your greatest contribution to the kingdom of God may not be something that you do, but someone you raise. And again, I think that is the greatest calling in the world, is being a mom. Like, again, there's just nothing better, hands down. So I saw this guy and he did a post and he said, I might have to pause and come back because I want to get this right. I'm gonna come back to that in just a moment. So I was thinking, like, my mom's, I was able to do my ancestry. I went back 8 generations. So if they ever give out reparations, baby, I am verified. I got my documents ready. Now I have to go and do my dad's side, and then I'm going to come back to my mom's side and dig more into the Cherokee aspect or Native American aspect. But a mom has so many titles. And I am exhausted looking at my mom, looking at my sisters, looking at my god sister. It's not an easy task. And I actually thought I would be a mom and married and a wife by 25. I wanted a big family. Just hasn't been my lot in life. It may not be ever, or maybe not just yet. But I just told God, and so Mother's Day used to make me really, really sad. I had a tubal pregnancy, and I've had 2 miscarriages. So it's, when it comes to trauma and loss and grief, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes, you're sad. Sometimes depression comes. So it's just like a freaking roller coaster. One thing I can say about loss and time is it doesn't make it better. It is not. You're still going to grieve a loss. You're still going to wonder what if. Things are still going to give you PTSD, but time just takes a tiny grain. Just think of a beach in sand. So time just takes a scoop away, just a scoop. So it's still there. It just gets lighter and lighter. That's the best way I can explain it. Because when I was at, I think my last year at the IRS, like Mother's Day took me out. Like, oh my God, I had to file for FMLA. Like, it literally took me out, and I had never felt like that before. Like, I got 14 nieces and 14 nieces and nephews, and it's like, what? This has never bothered me. And it just something different just happened. And you have to deal with it. I think the hardest part of being a human being is emotions. And I think that's what this whole journey is about. Like, there is an emotional wheel chart, and there's so many emotions on there, but people only relate with, surprise, happy, sad, anger, but there's so many more. And I honestly feel like all of the emotions are spirits, and they visit you, like the spirit of love, the spirit of grief, the spirit of happiness, the spirit of like whatever. I think life is even words. Like, if you have not dealt with grief, baby, hold on, love all the people you can, take as many pictures as you can, build all those memories, because it's gonna knock on your door, I promise you. For me, it happened with my babies. For somebody else, it can happen with their pets. For somebody else, it can happen with their significant other. Like, it's going to visit you. And everybody has a different point of view of grief, but it feels the same. It feels the same. And so I'm PTA at Minds of the Future, and one of the PTA moms lost her daughter, Winter. And when I tell you, we would set up all the events and stuff, and she would be there all the time. She never missed an event with Winter. And Winter was such a shining light. She would just walk in the room and own every room. Like me, some people tell me, like, oh my God, we love your smile, we love your energy, da 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 da. And I can never pinpoint it, but people see it, and they'll call it out, and they'll tell you. She was the same way. Like, will light up a room. Baby Winter will own every room. She did cheer, gymnastics, dance. She was always perfect attendance, A honor roll, like everything. And so when my realtor friend, Miss Shanisha, was like, hey, so-and-so passed away, I'm like, what? You couldn't tell me it was a dream. It was just like not in a million years I would not have thought that would be something that I would wake up to. And one thing about life is when one of the spirits visits you, and this one is grief, it's going to stay with you for life, and you're going to get different levels of it. So I told you I had a tubal pregnancy. That was one level. Oh, no, let me start from the beginning. Grief visited me when I was young. I want to say 5, 6, 7. I'll have to confirm with my family. And me and my cousin was 2 peas in a pie. I think we actually had crushes on each other. We liked each other. We would be kissing on the stairs, like everything. And he was my aunt. She married somebody, and that was his son. So not real cousins, but married in a family cousin. And we couldn't play cops and robbers growing up. Reason why is because he was playing cops and robbers at his aunt house or somebody's house, I don't know. And the gun went off, and he died. And that was my first death. So grief visited me really, really long. And I remember everybody telling me he was gone. I remember everybody telling me that was his casket. I remember looking around and everybody's crying, everybody's sad. And I'm like, why he not getting up? What y'all mean he's gone? Like, that is so hard to understand as a child. What the fuck is gone? Gone because when you're a kid and you say, all right, love you, bye, see you later, you coming the fuck back. So you don't have a recollection of like gone. You haven't had a life lesson in what gone means. That was my first lesson, y'all, gone. And it just kept happening. So after him, of course, there's family members that die, but you don't really know each other. You don't really do family reunions and stuff like that. So them going doesn't touch you so much because they were already gone, and now they're gone, if that makes sense. Not trying to be insensitive, but that's the best way I can say it. And you do feel sad, and you grieve for the kids and the family and stuff like that, and you grieve for what you could have, because that's another level of grief. Like, you're supposed to be my great aunt, but you don't even know my name, my favorite color, my nothing, and now you're gone. So that's another grief. And then relationships in my life haven't lasted, so that's another grief. My therapist told me that is grief. Friendships that pass, that's grief. Jobs that don't work out, that's grief. Like, a lot of stuff is grief. It's not just death. And so when I had my tubal pregnancy, that was a different, the spirit visited me again. That was a different grief. And then miscarriages, those were different griefs. And then I was engaged, and that didn't go through. That's another grief. You get what I'm saying? So I guess the joke is on me because my rising, it's a Scorpio. And if you're into astrology, Scorpio is death and rebirth. So I will get things and I will lose things. And I will get things and I will lose things. And I have to master that. That is my rising. And I think I'm at the level now to where I don't even know if I want to go to funerals anymore because I get it. It's like, we don't really die, we just transform, right? So the moment you leave this body, you've entered another, realm of existence. You're not gone. You could probably see me, and if I'm tuned in, I probably could still see you and talk to you. But this body, that's it. You gave up the body. Like walking out your house. So I think I get it now, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt any less. So now the side of grief that I'm on is helping someone else grieve. So I sent her some quotes and some poems, and I'm going to, dig deep and find some other things to give her. I have to tread lightly because I'm grieving not being able to give birth to my children. But her grief would be 7 years of birthing a child and losing them. And I know that that's different. But when people insensitively say it's not the same, let me tell you. Until you've been in someone's shoes, don't even use that phrase. Because I would not wish not having a child on anyone. Having a child, let me explain the different ones. There's women that have a miscarriage and they have another baby. That's different. You lost one and you had another one. There's women that are doing everything in their power to have babies. They're pricking themselves. They're looking at egg donor. They're looking into adoption and all this stuff. And they can get denied for all of that stuff. So that's a pain. That you can just go have a baby. You don't know anything about that. There's women that cry when they have babies because it's accidental. Like, bitch, come on. If you don't want to have a child, don't. So when it comes, don't act like that. Like, there's flowers that you can take that will stop you from, there's herbs you can take that will stop you from having a child. You can wear a condom, you can get on birth control. So if you didn't take the steps, whichever route you wanted to go to stop the child from getting here, I just look like, what does that even mean? Anyway, that's another topic that I'll go over, but loss is still loss. To me, all those women are walking down different roads. The loss is the same, but the type of loss is different. And be careful what you say and be careful what you do, because life will let you walk down those roads. Oh, you think it's funny that so-and-so can't have a child? It's going to knock on your door next. And you're going to see how it feels to want something and not get it. And maybe it's not going to be a child. Maybe it could be marriage. Maybe it could be a husband. Maybe it could be a job. Maybe it could be something that you really, really want and can't have. Then you'll be sensitive to how that feels. So I just try to say, let me not, when I talk now, I say, let me not, this is how I feel, but I try not to go into it because, you don't really know until you're in somebody's shoes. That's how I try to say it. And I don't want life to put me in their shoes for me to get it. I don't have to get it. And I pretty much get a lot of things. I can pretty much put myself in shoes and understand. Well, let me take that back. When I say I can put myself in people's shoes, emotionally, I'm there. If I'm looking at TV and somebody's chopping on somebody's leg, I promise I be feeling it on my leg. It's so weird. I need to dip deep into my sensitivity a lot more. But when I say I'm sensitive, it's that sensitive. It's empathic, and there's haiku, and there's so many other realms of it. But I know it's an energy type thing. When I hear music, if it's sad, I'm already crying. If it's happy, I can feel that. I know it's an energy thing. I just feel it in my physical body. But what I be trying to say is I be trying to get my mind to understand it. Because I get it emotionally. I get it, feels. Because I have my Cancer moon. So I get the feels. But I be trying to get my mind to understand. That's the part that I be trying to get to understand. So when it comes to her losing her child, I'm like, Lord, I know this is still grief again. Because the moment she told me that, I thought of mine. The sadness came up. The waves came up. Like, oh my God. Like, I know how that feels. I know how her future's going to look. With all the birthday invites. With all the kids growing up around her. All the people that's going to be giving birth to new babies. And it's like having a wound and putting a Band-Aid on it. And somebody say, I'm having a baby. Snatch it off. You hear a kid laugh, okay, put the rubber band back on, snatch it all. You go to a park and so many kids, put it back on, snatch it all. You go to the hospital, you pass by the paperwork, snatch it all. It's like being an alcoholic and vowing not to drink, right? They count their days. And then there's the ABC liquor. And then, everybody want to go to Las Vegas. We're going to the strip club. We're going, and it's liquor everywhere. Like, you can't shut down all the ABCs. You can't not want to go out your house. You have to conquer that. I don't want to drink. I'm not drinking. Even if everybody else is taking a shot, no. So, to me, it's like, wow. Like, I know. I wish I could prepare. And I already wrote a book. That's part of my healing. I got another part 2 to put out. And I'm going to finish out my days here on the earth writing because I really enjoy learning. And it just brings me so much joy putting what I learned in a book and sharing it and knowing that whoever it's meant to be is going to find it. Whether it's on Amazon, whether it's in a library, whether it's in school, and they're going to read it, whether somebody give it to them, and they're going to learn. Like, that's my baby. That's my creation is what I learned. And everything that I do create, my business, my books, my podcast, they're all my creations. They're my babies. So my heart just goes out to her because I know. And it's one thing to, remember I said I can put myself in your shoes, but when you have like a memory that kind of anchors you to it, like you've been on the inside, like like you've been sexually assaulted, you know how that feels. You've been robbed, you know how that feels. Your house burnt down, you know how that feels. Being fired, you know how that feels. Ending your marriage, you know how that feels. It's different when you've been in it, is what I'm trying to say. And so it's so many different forms of grief that Mother's Day brings. Those that are trying desperately to have kids. Those that have lost kids, whether it was they didn't get past the 9 months, or at the 9 months they lost them, or elementary, middle school, high school, all the way up. My grandma lost her grown adult child, my aunt, and she lost it. So again, you can't tell me, or don't say to the mother that didn't give birth to her child, but it's not the same as having a child. That's so insensitive, and I pray God does not bring that spirit to your door, because grief is grief. The mother that didn't give birth to her baby and the mother that lost her baby at 50, 60, 70, 100, it doesn't matter. They both lost. And that spirit is going to visit everybody. And I just pray that you be careful with your words, because it's going to visit you one day. And it never stops. It keeps coming back to visit like a cycle. Like now I'm starting to see like Earth, everything is a cycle. You win the lottery, good things happen, it's going to keep coming back. Bad things happen, they're going to circle the block. Exciting things happen, it's going to circle the block. Grief, all it is, it keeps circling, and it's almost like a test, like, okay, so you dealt with grief all these seasons, here go another one, let's see how she going to handle it. Like, are we being watched and motherfucking tested? So what I did is I went to Publix, I got her a card, it was some butterflies, and the butterflies said, we don't know why. We don't know why God does what he does, right? But, give you the strength and the courage to get through. And I wrote, what I wrote on it, and I got her a plant. I used to love flowers, but flowers are going to die. And when I had some flowers and I was dealing with grief, it was like, and the flowers died too. It was just horrible. So I don't get flowers anymore. And I also think it's insensitive. I read a quote that it was like, when you really, really love, you don't pluck the rose. You plant the rose. And I was like, oh, that's good. And my dad, he bought my mom a rose bush so she could go in her front yard at any time and pick those beautiful yellow roses. So shout out, Dad. That's what I'm talking about. You got her a dozen roses. He got her a rose bush. We are not the same. So I got her like a plant, because I want her to think of life. It's living. Water into this plant. And when I went to therapy, and next time I meet with her, because we weren't as close, so I'm trying to tread lightly. Because sometimes, like, people close to you, you'll hear them more than strangers. Well, when I was in grief, I get kind of mean, like, and who the fuck are you? Like, I don't want to hear shit you got to say. I don't even know you. But I know people handle things differently, so I'm just trying to tread lightly. Where was I going with that? So I bought her a life plan. Oh, yeah, counseling. So when I went to counseling, I was telling the therapist, she was like, baby, you're grieving. She was like, you went through so many levels of grief and you haven't dealt with any of them. She was like, do you know what grief is? She was like, loving something and not something going away, and you just have that love. She's like, it's an overflow of love. She's like, love is something you have to pour. You have to give it somewhere to go. And I was like, oh my gosh. She was like, so just find something else to give your love. And I swear, writing a book was pouring my love. Doing a podcast was pouring my love. Going to school is pouring my love. Starting my business is pouring my love. Volunteering at the school is pouring my love. Like, you can't hold on to nothing, even your blessings. Like my grandma always used to tell me, if you keep your hands closed, you're going to stop blessings from coming. You got to open your hands so the blessings continue to come. So she lost her baby, and my heart goes out to her. To one day have, just think, y'all, one day have your car, the next day is gone. One day have your house, the next day is gone. Those are replaceable. Get you another car, get you another house. But your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle, your child, whoever, even if you have another, they're irreplaceable. That's a lesson I would not wish on my worst nightmare. You hear me? And I don't know about no other Libras, but when I get mad, I don't care. You can burn and go to hell. And I wouldn't spit. You know, if you was thirsty, I wouldn't even spit. I mean, once I get there, it's like, whatever. You could get whatever. You deserve whatever. You know, I have nothing for you. Sorry, guys. The jacuzzi was overspilling, so I was like, what is that water sound? We don't got no pine. What is that water sound? The jacuzzi was running over. But I feel like my lesson now is to help someone else grieve. And I think the most beautiful part of growth is being able to help someone else, even when you're still, dealing with grief and pain yourself. My best friend is going to be a mom any day now. So she's in the trying stages. And when her sister had her baby, I couldn't even go to her baby shower. I was just crying. I was kind of sad, upset, like so many emotions. And I just bought her stuff. And this go around, I actually need to make my friend a little thing. I want to make her like a get pregnant box. She might be pregnant, but I'm going to make her a get pregnant box. And I just can't wait. I want to be a little girl, but gosh, she want a boy. She want a boy so bad. And then hopefully they'll be getting married soon. So that just shows me my growth right there. And then even though this is a really, really, really sad occasion and my heart goes out to her, all her family, her friends, like when I tell you this was her princess, this little girl was so spoiled. She got everything she wanted in the world. Her mom just loved her so much. And that's another thing. All mamas is not good moms. I might be the only one to say it, but I don't think all moms are good moms. Some women are just fertile and they can have babies, but they don't have the patience. They don't have the love. They don't go all out for their kids. And them kids is going to grow up and tell them about themselves. And then there's some moms that just love their kids so much and they pour into them. These are the ones that, make their stuff from scratch. These are the ones that make their little hair bows, that puts them into cheer gymnastics and makes their lunches. You got them super moms online. I know everybody don't have to be a super mom, but it's some terrible moms out there. And I just want somebody please do a podcast on that. Somebody please do a post on that. Please somebody do a TikTok on that, because I'm tired of not hearing it. This woman went on vacation for 10 days and left her, I don't even think she was 2, because a 2-year-old could have crawled out of that motherfucking crib, would have been going in the refrigerator, eating and all that good stuff. But this baby was just laying there. 10 days your ass went on vacation with a man, and that baby loved you so much, it was alive when you came back and died. You can't tell me that's a good mom. I don't want to hear it. And it's a lot of cases like that. Like the mother instinct, it don't click for everybody. Because when I get my nieces and nephews, y'all, they mamas is calling, hey, what's going on? I'll never forget my sister-in-law, she had twins, and they was crying. I had to call my mama like, come help, because these little things is crying. One on he was just greedy, but the other one, she just was a little crybaby. So my mama came over there and was rocking her while I was holding him. And she called and she was like, my baby's all right. I guess her milk was coming out. Like, she can tell she was in tune with her babies. Them babies can't call and tell her what's going on. So some moms are just in tune. And my prayer to the Lord is, I still have not had my children yet, whether I'm going to birth them or adopt them. And I just pray that the Lord gives my mom all her years, and I'm going to need her. I love to read books and study and research, but I know I'm going to need my mom. All the books and research I can do in the world, meanwhile, I know I'm still going to need my mom, like, there with me, holding the baby. Like, I just know it. So that's my prayer to the Lord. But if y'all see any podcasts, anything on that, please let me see, because some women want to get offended, but it don't bother me. I'll tell you to your face, you're not a good fucking mom. I don't know why God gave you kids, and they're gonna grow up and cuss your motherfucking ass out. Don't worry, because they will. Like, and a lot of kids now, they'll tell you, like, I see the adults do it to their parents, but I never hear people say, like, while they're raising them, like, you're a bad mom. It's always when they become adults. Maybe if you tell them while they're raising a children, they can get a change of heart and do better. But you wait till these kids grown and now they sitting on somebody's couch saying how bad their mom was. That's fucked up, especially when we know the number one job in the world is being a mom. So please, if the Lord has blessed you with life, a little life that's going to go out into this world and do amazing things, call upon your village. You don't have to do it alone. Call upon your village. Look at some podcasts. Look at some videos. Get help. We got too many resources. Now, Big Mama them, they did the best they could. They didn't know better. We have free resources. There's no excuse. So if you young and you're a piss poor mom, it's because you want to be. That will be my message. But for her, losing her baby, I know my test is I still grieve my babies. And I'm helping somebody grieve her baby. And I'm going to be helping my friend welcome her baby. And so that was full circle for me. I'm usually so sad for Mother's Day. But this Mother's Day, I am actually thankful. Thankful that I made peace with grief. As far as the baby world. Because I've been okay with other grief. But this grief hit different. I guess a baby is kind of like a part of you, so maybe a part of you dies, so it's a little different than when someone else outside of you dies. And so I would just say this Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the moms. You guys have so many hats. That's what I was going to go over. Let me go over the hats. There's a caregiver. Moms are caregivers, they're mentors, they're chefs, they're teachers, they're nurses, they're cheerleaders, they're problem solvers, they're storytellers, they're chauffeurs, they're household managers, they're comforters, they're event planners, they're financial wizards. Let me just pause right there. Being a woman of a house, you have to master finances. That man goes out and work and brings home the bacon. You got to know how to get in the kitchen and fry that shit. You got to know how to save some of it and make dinner and make it stretch. Okay? It's hard being a mom. It really, really is. I'm not saying that it's not hard. You do the same thing he does and then come home and manage that. That's 2 jobs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 jobs. I ain't even done naming the hats that women have. But finances, you have to master that. You have to make soup sometime. It might be a peanut butter jelly night. It's Friday. Relax on your weekends. Them kids will be all right. Women are the healers and killers of their families. Fix salad. It's salad night, my nigga. We having fruits tonight. It's fruit night. A lot of people in the African American community are dying. They're overweight. Everybody's running to get BBLs. But you can get as many BBLs as you want, baby. If you're not feeding your body what it needs, something else is going to happen. And so, mark my words. When everybody done getting these fucking BBLs, something else is going to come as a result of it. If they're not eating what they need to eat, that goes into your intestines, which is your first brain. Exactly. They don't tell you that. We got 3 brains, and the gut is your first one. Your heart is another brain, and your mind is another brain. If you're not eating what you should be eating, illness is going to knock on your door. And we don't know what it's going to be. Diabetes, cancer, stroke, kidney failure. We don't know what it's going to be. But you cannot even blame nobody in life because the finger's going to be pointing at you. What habits did you take step by step by step, that added up to the illness. Okay? And now you spend all this money, all the family coming to help because of your bad choices. No. And as a mother of the family, feeding your family, you're going to heal or kill them. So I used to date this guy, and his mama was telling me how growing up, she never really had no food to eat, so she loved cooking. And she's kind of big, her husband's big, the kid's big. And I don't know how to say it, but somebody needs to say it. I'm so thankful that you cook for them. And I'm so thankful of all their success. But if everybody in this family don't get their health together, I mean, did we forget the life? I remember I took a class. What was this lady's name? I used to follow this girl. What was her name? I forgot her name, but she did a class. She didn't have to, and she invited women. Me and my best friend went. We made our vision boards, and she told us there is a life pie chart. And I'm actually going to do one of these and put on Amazon. But you got your life, you got your friends, you got your work, you got your health, you got your career, you got your finances. It's so many, as many as you want. I think it's up to 12. And of course, each person is different. So whatever you want to put in your pie chart, you can. But you focus on career, you focus on feeding your family, you focus on getting them into college, and they're not healthy. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? If they get a heart attack right now and have to get rushed to the hospital, can they save them? Or are they too obese to make it? That's another thing. So, I didn't really know a lot about this stuff until I went to school. So I know a lot of people say, oh, degrees don't guarantee money. No, they don't. And that's not why I'm going to school. If this were The Sims, I would be on an educational career path. And I would be knocking out all my educational goals. I would be on a real estate career path and knocking them out. And an author. Because that's kind of how my life is going right now. Writing my books. My real estate career and my educational careers, right? But I have to give credit to what I know to school. So yeah, you could say, I think somebody was telling me, getting a degree doesn't mean you'll make a lot of money. Who said that was success for me? Having a lot of money is not success to me. A lot of people with a lot of money are losing their minds. Something's wrong there. Or they don't have love, or they're not spending enough time with their family. I listen to podcasts, y'all. I'm a nerd. I listen to millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire podcasts. They give all that shit up to spend time with their family. They turn around and their daughter's 40 years old and they say, oh, if I could go back, I would spend all my time with her. That's millionaire time. The people you love, your memories, your energy. What good did you do for this world? You was making money poisoning people? Or was you making money helping and healing people? Like, I can't even have a conversation with you because our levels of knowledge aren't even the same. So we're going to miss each other. You're going to be so busy saying, getting degrees doesn't mean you'll be successful. I never said that. That was your impression. I have to give credit to school. It wasn't until I went to school and I started reading. I didn't know what a journal was until I got to college, y'all. Can anybody relate? Periodic journal review. I didn't know what the fuck that was. We up here reading Google, MySpace, internet, newspaper reviews. No. Those journal reviews are studies. We monitored 200 people. We monitored their health. The last one I did, remember, I just finished this class. They monitored 200 people and their stress. And the result of that study was that stress kills you. So you mean tell me that you watched 200 people for however long this study was for? I don't know. Maybe I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they didn't know what the end of the result was going to be. But me, you mean to tell me I got to research 200 people to determine that stress is going to kill them? No, I'm going to reach out to those 200 people and try to get them resources so that the paper would end differently. That is so sad to me. All right, so let me get back to the list. So we have cheerleader, CEO, Chief Encouragement Officer, life coach, role model, superwoman, domestic engineer, guardian angel, support system, multitasker extraordinaire, family therapist, memory keeper, do-it-yourself expert, peacekeeper, ambassador of love, expert cuddler, playmate, keeper of traditions, party planner, homework helper, tech support, master organizer, bedtime storyteller, comfort giver, growth supporter, expert negotiator, time manager, heart of the family. Moms, you guys do so much. We are so thankful to you and for you. Like, what will we do without you? Literally, what will we do without you? I also did one for mothers, and I wanted to read that one. It says, Happy Mother's Day to all the remarkable moms out there. Today we honor not just mothers, but also the incredible women who fulfill maternal roles in our lives. So whether you're a mom by blood, by choice, or by heart, your love knows no bounds. To the godmoms, the stepmoms, the auntie moms, the grandma moms, the cousin moms, and every other kind of mom out there, you are appreciated more than words can express. You juggle countless responsibilities with grace and strength, wearing the hats of chef, nurse, mediator, teacher, and so much more. Your love is a heartbeat of the family. Your sacrifice is often unseen but deeply felt. Despite the challenges, you show up every day with resilience and unwavering love. There are no vacations, no days off in motherhood, but your dedication and selflessness inspires us all. Today we celebrate you. Today we thank you for the endless love, support, and guidance that you provide. One day is not enough to express our gratitude, but today we shout for the rooftops. Happy Mother's Day. I really, really love that. So this guy, let me see what he said. I still didn't take the snapshot. Hold on. All right, I found it, and I'm going to end with this. Let me go to my pictures. I took pictures of it. So this doctor that I know, he's an anesthesiologist. This anesthesiologist, Black, that I follow on Instagram, put, women who give birth after 33 have double the chance of living past 95. And women who give birth after 40 are 4 times more likely to live to be 100. Y'all, I cried when I read this post. Because there's always so much negative stigma on having kids older. And I'm about to be 37 this year, and I'm thankful that I didn't have my kids younger. I used to regret it and wish I would have had kids younger, but I wouldn't have been with any of the baby daddies. And I just wasn't mature mentally. I didn't know anything about health. I would have been feeding them whatever. And I wasn't healthy because I was overweight when I was younger, and I'm like thinner now. So it's just interesting how that worked out. You usually get bigger over time, right? So now I'm at the age where my mom, she has a freeze dryer, she has a pressure cooker, she has what else she got? Steam, pressure cooker. It's something else she got. Freeze dryer, pressure cooker. It's something else she got, but I forgot. And so she can make what she did the other day, y'all. The other day, she freeze dried motherfucking mashed potatoes. The flakes that we get from the store, they just freeze dried, and you can put them in a container, and they can live. You know, it can survive for 20 years. When you freeze dry, it can last for 20 years. And when you pressure cook it, you get 2 years out of it? But the point is, I was like, oh my God, when I have my baby, and you gonna make the applesauce and the baby food and the puree and all like that. And she was like, yeah. So like, she wouldn't have been able to do that had I had my child years later. But more so for me, like, I wouldn't want just any old man to be the father. I would want to make sure he is an amazing father like my mom did. My grandmother did not choose the best father for my mom, so she definitely grew up without a father. Her life's mission was to choose a great father for her children, and she did. I have had a very soft life thanks to my mom and my dad, and I'm thankful for that. They had their faith grounded in God. They broke so many generational curses. The love that they have is insane. and they built a beautiful family from that. And why would I want to give any less to my kids? It just makes no sense. And so with my younger mind, I wasn't thinking like that. I was partying, getting crunk, whatever. So these are some of the comments that some of the people made. But I cried when I saw that, because it's so much negative stamina from having older kids. And some of the comments is going to be negative Nancy, but it was so much positive comments. I needed that. Just know that two things can be true at once. Yes, some may say having kids older could be a risk. Well, a risk to who? An overweight ass woman? Risk to who? An unhealthy ass woman? Risk to who? Somebody that want to keep putting shots in their body? Like, it depends on the who that you're talking about. I'm pretty sure having a baby older, to someone who takes their health very seriously, to someone that's not vaccinating their body with God knows what, to somebody that understands the importance of exercise and yada, yada, yada. Like, I don't think you could just say having kids old is bad. Okay, so what are the parameters of the woman that's having the baby? The health of the woman having a baby determines the health of the baby. And that's it. That's all, not the age. So to throw no age is insane to me. But let's go with these concepts. The first comment said, this is interesting and it makes sense. A woman that is having babies later in life tends to be more financially stable because she likely was spending her time building her career. Being more mature in life, she likely is living very healthy lifestyle like me and my girlfriends that are over the age of 37. She has also been told of the importance of being in great shape to have a healthy baby. And that age, which I know because I had my first one at 32 and my second one at 37. I conditioned my body for both to be at the best shape of my life, was healthy, exercised throughout the entire pregnancy, ate healthy with my first, and I actually just finished competing in a fitness competition the year prior. The other aspect is women who have decided to have children and get married. Pause for importance. Later in life have done the math. They want to be in their child's life for a long time, so they likely are making healthier choices to ensure that. The goal is to be a healthy centurion with a sound mind. You have to be specific in your prayers, and my lifestyle reflects that. She had over 3,000 likes, y'all, on her post, on her comment of his post. Somebody said, I guess it has to do with the activity, like physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, involved in raising kids, and the correlation that has to longevity and total health, as well as a sense of purpose and fulfillment that comes with raising a family. I put, thank you. People only say bad things about giving birth older, so thank you very much. Someone else put, I gave birth to my only child at 38. By that point, I thought I would never be a mother. He's perfectly healthy 16-year-old, my miracle and my blessing. Somebody said, I love this. I had my girl at 45. Somebody else said, I wish that were true for my bestie. She had her daughter at 39, another one at 42, and passed away at 45. The Lord took her home February 2023. Thank God I will see her again, but we miss her so much. I wonder, did she get the shot, y'all? Because a lot of people just mysteriously died after that damn shot, and nobody want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, baby. I can't have that conversation with nobody for the life of me. To go from, let's take the shot to heal and not get sick and die, to I took the shot, I'm dying, and I'm sick. That is wild. Anyways, another comment says, my grandmother birthed 15 healthy children, her youngest one at 45. My grandfather just celebrated her 100th birthday on April 30th. I love that. Somebody else said, I was 40 plus when I had my two kids. They are born healthy, smart, and they keep me young. Another one said, mama here who gave birth at 40. Another one said, I had my first at 19. I'm currently pregnant with number 9 at age 44. I'm hoping to make it to at least 100 so I can witness all of my children have children and grandchildren. Somebody said, whoa, my great-grandmother had children after 40 and she lived to be 104. Somebody said, I hope it's true. I had my kids at 31, 36, and 40. So is it just me, or are a lot of women having their kids older and we don't really hear about that now, do we? We don't really hear about that now, do we? We don't really hear about that now, do we? In my life, My friend at the time had her baby at 16, and so a lot of them had them at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like younger. But I've never seen this many women have kids older, and I just love it. I love it for their health, their sanity, and all the good stuff. So somebody else said, I can tell you, my mom married at 30. She had 7 children, with the youngest one born when my mom was 42. She was what we now call SAHM, but that is when it was normal. I don't know what that means, y'all. She lived till 99 and was still very physically and active. 99, she credits her long life to extraordinary health, chasing her little ones during the years when many of her peers were settling down in a more sedentary lifestyle. She began jazzercise at the age 60, when the last of her babies were gone to college, and she loved it. She swam, she played badminton and basketball with us in the summer, and ping pong in the basement. During the Vermont winters, she loved yard work, whether it was raking leaves or shoveling snow. She had many creative pursuits, as well as being a Boy Scout, den mother, and a Girl Scout leader. Stay active, my friends. I knew it. Life is about movement. The trees move, the weather moves, the dirt moves, the rain moves, the water moves. If you don't move, you telling your body to stop moving, and that's not good. Somebody said, happy to hear this. Glory to God. I had my first 3 babies at 37 years and 10 months. Somebody said, keep encouraging us. There's so many discouraging and negative comments about older mothers. Somebody else said, but that lessens the baby's chance of health, doesn't it? And somebody said, no, not if you take care of yourself. I had 2 at 35 and 41, and they are perfectly healthy, and they're now 23 and 17. Bam! I love the comments like that. Somebody said, if that's so, well, I'm cruising to 100. Somebody said, I got one at 40.5. Somebody said, it's all in the plan. Somebody said, I believe that to be true. My grandmother-in-law is 106. She had all of her kids after 40, and that was a long time ago. Wow. Somebody else said, I'm having my baby today. I just saw this post. Somebody else said, it's quite simple. You have something to live longer for. My aunt had her daughter at 48. She lived till she was 105. So this may be true. Very interesting, and thank you. That was my last one, y'all. So, to all the mothers out there, no matter what you're experiencing, if you lost your own mother, if your mother isn't here with you today, if you've lost babies, any woman figure in your life that was like a mother, even if you've lost a child, no matter how old, I want to say happy Mother's Day to you, and may God bring joy, peace, and purpose in your life. You are still here because you still matter. So hang on and just go 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 quarter, 1 year at a time. And we never understand why. We never know why. But just know that you are in divine hands, and you're here because you still have a purpose. So that's what I would say to all the mother figures, because we know the greatest job in the world is raising children and being mother figures. So if you have little ones, just pour into them. If you don't have little ones, find little ones to pour into. And if you need to be poured into, allow your village to pour into you, because that's what mothers do, right? We always pour. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing Mother's Day, and I will tune back in with some more episodes. I wanted to talk about the pastor that killed his wife. Oh my God. And I also wanted to talk about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar battle beef that's going on. Because Kendrick Lamar definitely touched on sex trafficking, and nobody, all the comments is like, Drake's the best. But I'm like, so we just gonna skip over the sex trafficking allegations? It's just so weird to me. So I like to come up with little nicknames. That's just something I do. So it's going to be Drizzy, like Driz, and Kmar. That's what I came up for them. But so I'll be dropping those 2 podcast episodes, and I want to throw some episodes in about class, because the stuff I'm learning is like mind blowing. Like, we don't run this planet at all, y'all. Like, the powers that be, they set everything in motion, and we're all just following a plan. It's wild. I feel like I'm a fly on the wall at the United Nations table. That's what it feels like. And so I want to touch on some of those topics. I want to talk about owning a home, because there's some interesting things I'm learning about that. I passed my class, y'all. I passed the class for MLO, so I just need to pass the state class. I should be doing that this month. Pass the state, so that I could start working on that, and then I'll be able to get you pre-approval and a home. So let me just throw this little plug in there. If you or anyone you know is interested in renting, buying, selling, investing, or property management, holla at your girl. I'd be more than happy to help you secure your keys. That's what we do over here. I so love waking up to my own business every day. It's just nothing like it. If I'm not helping somebody, get the keys to their property, I'm helping people sign their documents to refinance their home, to purchase their home, to sell their home, and pretty soon I'm gonna be helping with pre-approval. So it's all in the real estate industry, all in the real estate world realm, and I absolutely love it. But the most important thing I love is that God is allowing me to do what I love to do, which is help my community, and I'm not clocking in somewhere that I hate. Like, stress will kill you, y'all. Whatever you do, make a plan and stick to it. But being unhappy, I don't care what it is. You can't be unhappy. You can't be stressed. Those are the real deal life killers. Like, it will break your heart. It will drive you insane, and you'll literally die. And all them other symptoms will come out, but that will be the bottom line. So, I'm in the leadership program in real estate, and we're going to have to explain what our why is. I'll probably come back and do a podcast on that. And so with me learning about my ancestry, I'm in school, so y'all know I'm doing papers all the time. Like, African Americans had a hard ass time in this life. Like, if we start with Native Americans, this was our land. How did someone come and take our land, number one? And then the descendants don't even own land, number two. But when we were striving for rights, the laws made it possible for us not to be able to get homes. Like, do you know HOAs prevented us from getting homes? Do you know redlining means that they weren't going to approve loans in certain black neighborhoods, and then other neighborhoods were white only? Like, it was like, oh my God. So when I did my ancestry, I'm the eighth generation. My nieces and nephews are the 9th, and when they have their kids, that'll be the 10th. So we 10 in, because my oldest is gonna be 18, so she can literally be a mom, and that will be our 10th generation. But out of all those generations, my mom was, well, actually, take that back. On my dad's side, my grandma did own a home, and then my dad owns a home, and on my mom's side, she owns a home. But out of all them generations, we are just not owning land when this is our land. Man, like, my heart is so in it, y'all. I'll do a podcast on that, but it just, I don't know, it's just like, just imagine if you were born from a kingdom and the kingdom was yours, and then through all this stuff the kingdom was taken from you, and everything that's yours you see other people owning as you walk around. It's like, am I in a dream? This shit is so weird to me. But I'm just learning more about my ancestry. Y'all see it in the news. They keep talking about reparations. One of the banks already gave $1 trillion to a black bank. So just make sure you look up your ancestry and get your paperwork in line, because they're going to do something with the ancestry. Like, they have to wipe their hands clean. They know they're guilty. That's why they're trying to burn the books and everything else. I don't know if they're going to give us, my proposal in school was to give us like the veterans have a VA loan, give African American descendants a loan that automatically means you get a house, but what the interest rate will be, what the amount will be, that could be changed. Like a car, like anybody can get a car. We don't know what your interest rate gonna be. We don't know what your down payment gonna be. We don't know what car you're gonna be, but you will get a car. To me, that's how houses should be. And then I also propose that we either get free education, or they wipe the student loans off, or something of that aspect, because the schools had slave labor as well, and they benefited from the slave market. So every company you can think of, their hands, the old ones, their hands are blood, slave bloody. But we'll see what they end up doing. I just know in the Bible it says the last will be first and the first shall be last. And I feel like that's the time that we're in now. So I feel like the powers that be, they kind of understand that. They kind of know that, and they're trying to get their coins in line because it's about to shift. It literally is about to shift. So just make sure if you get a knock on the door, you get a letter in the mail, some money get put in your account, the first thing you do, call me so we can go get your keys. You need to have property. No matter what you do in this life, you need to make sure that you come home to a safe place. Cook your food, take a bath, be with your family, be with your friends, lay your head down and sleep. Your house, your home is the foundation that you build upon. Everything else is extra. So I will holler at you guys later. Bye. Namaste, Lovaste, always vibe high, babe. Thanks a million for listening. I hope you have a better than great day. Love you. Talk to you later. Muahhh.